Right, brother. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
Oh, what's going on? Your audio's all over the gaff.
Hmm. Don't see why.
Hold on. Let me just wait. Just say say a few words on because we are streaming, so I can test it. Just say like a coherent sentence if you can. Because we are streaming, so I can test it.
But that's a bit of a tall order for you to ask me that.
That's fine. That's fine. That'll do.
Sentence if you can. But that's a bit of a tall order.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Sorry, it's just me being paranoid. It's fine.
Huh.
All good. All good. Nothing to worry about.
At least JR can't come in, complaining that, oh, he's echoey. I'm not. Shut up.
Oh, you are, but it's fine. It's not that bad. I mean, you are echoey. There's no denying that. But it's not like
I can hear
it's not
myself.
that bad. Yeah, it's.
I'm getting, feedback on myself through you.
I know. All right, let's try and sort this out. Come on. Right, the thing is, I'm going to turn myself down. I'm going to turn myself down so that I'm too quiet. I can never hit that sweet spot. Oh, and just to add insult to injury, it doesn't even let me turn myself down anyway. However, there are voice chat settings I can play with. That might be better. Right, let's go with that.
You've now got an echo.
No, shouldn't anymore. Should be better now.
Yep.
Right, hopefully your echo will have toned down a bit. Right then, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen and others. We are here tonight for the opening round of this Purple Sector Formula 1 League here in Season 12. And we're very, very excited tonight because this is the start of a new season, a new dawn, and a chance for fresh beginnings here for all of the drivers out on track. I'm joined by my very good friend tonight. That is Ian. Hello Ian, how are we doing tonight?
What? I can't hear you, goddamn. Turn it down.
You can't hear me? What?
Cut to the cars!
Oh, sorry. What am I supposed to do? Sorry, tell me what to do. What am I supposed to do?
Turn down the in-game engine sounds.
Oh my god, how do I do that? Are you kidding me right now?
Settings in the game.
Are you joking me? This wasn't like it the other day.
It was.
Was it? Well, why didn't you complain the other day?
I did!
Oh. Right, other cars. We're going to turn other cars down to 4. How's that? Is that... Wait, no. Right, is that better?
Go on board. Talk.
Right, so here we are on board with Mark during his out lap. He's just come out of the pits.
Bearable.
Yeah,
not overly bearable, but, like...
The onboards have got to be a bit intense, Ian. Come on.
Yeah, but it's a bit deafening.
Think about it, right? Here's my logic. When we're on board with somebody, it means that something's happening, which means that our voices are going to be naturally raised during that anyway.
Yeah,
so,
but then my hearing takes a hit in the nuts. It's because of
okay, right, yeah, but Ian, stop being a snowflake, okay? Right?
Your
ears are going to be fine. Your ears are going to be fine. Stop crying.
No.
Stop crying.
All I'm going to say is you're lucky that healthcare's free in the UK, or if you were to get my medical bill.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're welcome back, everybody. Never mind. So we're here tonight in Sakhir International Circuit. We're very excited tonight because we've got 18 drivers out on the track. There's 19 signed up to the season, but unfortunately, we're without one driver. I think it was Truckee who couldn't make it tonight, but nonetheless, 18 cars. No. We're going to see some loads of action. Oh dear, what a shame. But let's moving on. There's 18 people who did make the effort tonight. Yeah, Truckee. Yeah, I'm talking about it. I'm joking.
Let down. Absolute
boo,
disgrace to a man.
Boo. So anyway, come on, let's be professional here. So I'm going to go around through the drivers for this evening. I know a little bit about some of the guys out on track here tonight. Not major amounts about everybody, but You know, enough to make it sort of relatively
James.
interesting. Calm down, calm down. Shh. It's okay.
No, he's
Right.
ready to complain about the echo.
Hey. Right.
He
Okay.
started it.
Right. So we got Mercedes. We got the reigning champion Matty Pitt. He obviously wrapped up the championship last Thursday. Ian wouldn't know about that because he wasn't here. But Matty Pitt, Matty Pitt took the championship. We're without Trevor, who pushed him all the way to the final race of the season in very mysterious circumstances. Trevor has not signed up for this season. So Matty Pitt, the reigning champion, though, is out on track, which is great to see. He'll be teammates this season with T, who's also one of the admin team and coordinators here for the Purple Sector League. And it'd be interesting to see those two teamed up because I know they're good mates. I vividly remember a clip from Motive of those two causing an absolute ruckus at Abu Dhabi a few seasons ago, but when they were teammates in a party chat. But yeah, I'm sure they're going to behave themselves. Well, hopefully they'll behave themselves this season. But anyway, T coming over the line goes P3 with that last lap. So that's Mercedes team. We got in Ferrari, we got Rexy Boy, who will be playing the role of Charles Leclerc alongside Street Boy. I guess it's Hamilton. And then we've also got the McLaren team of Justify and Mark. Justify obviously was up there in the championship last season and had a few wins as well, was up there in quite a few races. So definitely could be a dark horse, a possible contender to Matty Pitt to the season if he can string together some consistency. And Mark also alongside him in the other McLaren there. And then we've got in Williams, we've got Freddie and Davidoff. So Freddie, who raced with us at Motive actually for many seasons before obviously the F1 League curtailed, but he's been racing here at Purple Sector ever since, and he's raced in a lot of leagues. I've commentated on this guy in multiple leagues, including the Flat Out Racing League as well. And yeah, he's an all-round very strong racer, and he's a very smart, tactical, strategic racer as well. So he's one to watch this season. You got Davidoff as well, who's shown great pace actually in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, you saw Ian last week. Was it Qatar? In that battle, that four-way battle for the lead, wasn't it, at Qatar? Yeah, was it? So obviously, yeah, Davidoff's got some pace, and if he can just try and make sure that to avoid those penalties, I think that's going to be the biggest key to this. Is Ian, for some reason, is graffitiing all over my screen.
I'm not. It's so I can point out, things if I have to talk to you, So if that's happening, say here.
So the Aston Martin team. The Aston Martin team is the RNG boys of Drauger and Ruck. Drauger's currently P6 at the moment. Ruck in P3 doing a good job here tonight. In the Red Bull team, we've got Clen and Trucky. Obviously, Clen is currently P1 in this session. Trucky, the only driver who isn't in the session here tonight, which we've already mentioned. And ultimately, these things do happen. And we're very grateful for the fact that there's only one driver who can't make the season opener this season. This is a fantastic turnout here tonight for us to have for us to be able to watch. And then we got Wild Pluto and White Shadow driving in the Alpines this season. Wild Pluto still yet to do a lap time just at the moment. White Shadow is currently in the pits, so it'll be hard pushed to do a good lap time from there. We got Haas team of TTV Man United FC, is it? New driver, here we go. Right, I would guess a United fan. Can't be a very good position, or can't be very happy driver right now with the current situation of things. With yeah, I mean, enough said. But anyway, we got Liver C. Oh, Oliver C. Sorry, Oliver. Also a Man United fan as well. Come on, boys. This is disgrace. Well, actually, no. TTV might not be avoided.
See, the thing is, though, is that's the highest I saw, Man United in any table in a long time.
Yeah, and this is, that says something. The fact that they're driving in Haas cars as well,
Yeah, well, subtle foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's the fall from grace can't really be overstated, but nonetheless, sorry guys, I had to. Sorry. It's currently 4th and 12th there for the Haas drivers, the Man United team here repping out on track this season. But we got Steve Faulkner and Stiffy in the Visa Cash App, RB, Alpha Tauri, Toro Rosso, Red Bull sponsorship, blah team.
So they are
and
really getting to that point where they are just going to start pulling random sponsors in.
yeah, currently, Racing Bulls is what they
Oh,
called out. Oh dear. Well, Stiffy is currently on provisional pole. He's done a very good lap there, a 128.1, but did take considerable liberties there going through that section of the track. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought it's going to be on an improvement at the moment, because I would have thought that lap would have definitely been invalidated. We got C. Faulkner, who we saw was a contender actually, pushed all the way for the win in Qatar. Do you remember Ian last was it Tuesday or Thursday? I can't remember. One of them.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it would have been Tuesday, yeah, because, yeah, anyway, let's not go into that. But, yeah, C. Faulkner, nonetheless, yeah, could be a very strong contender this season based off of last Tuesday's pace. And then finally, last but not least, we've got DRL Basin, who is still has done a lap time, actually, good enough for P16 so far, a new driver to the league, driving in the Kick Sauber Alfa Romeo BMW something or other thingy, what's it, Stake F1 team car.
Just go to the chat there now. James, I support a team that you probably never heard of. It's a team based in South Wales of Scotland called Air United.
Air United, yeah. Funny enough, they're based out of Ayr, which is in Scotland.
Yeah, which is probably one of the only teams in the entire of the UK that's actually in a place where it's named after.
Watford's named after where it's named after, or where it's from, where it comes from, as well.
Yeah, but it's quite rare that you actually find a team that's actually inside of the area that they're actually named after.
Oh no, Andy's dissing you. He's tearing you apart, Andy Fong.
Don't you even start. Oh, who's the first best team in there? So then, Andy, come on.
Who's the what? Sorry.
I'm asking who's the best, the first best team
in Scotland.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I'm banning him.
Mate, it's obviously Celtic or Rangers, but I don't know which one it is at the moment.
We don't play in Ayrshire. This is personal now.
Yeah. Somebody asked where Davidoff is. Davidoff is currently. Wait, where is Davidoff? What's happened to Davidoff?
Put him on a 10-second timeout.
P4. Sorry, I'm so used to looking for the other colours. Davidoff obviously in a Williams this season. 0.3 of a second off of the pace at the moment. To whoever it was that was asking, I did see that comment come in a little while ago. But yeah. Oh goodness me, Ian, what's going on? Whoa. What are all these deleted
That's
messages?
blasphemy.
Come on.
Blasphemy.
Freedom of speech.
Nobody talks about Kelly.
Censorship. We do not enable censorship here at Motive. We do have freedom of speech, and people are allowed to express their opinions as long as they're not hateful or hurtful.
No. No team in this country that has its mascot as a squirrel will ever be above us. We beat you last time United beat Kelly the last time we played you. Something not even Rangers could do.
I do not support this level of censorship that Ian is currently
this is how you trigger me.
Anyway, so we're coming towards the end of this qualifying session. And oh my God. Jesus Christ. God. This has turned into an argument. This has turned into a live argument.
But they started it.
Ian should be banned.
Oh, well, it would be helpful if you actually spelled my name correctly, though.
Maybe I'll have to mute his mic. That might help.
It would be helpful if he actually, was actually talking about the correct Ian.
Oh yeah,
that's not a bad name.
His name's Ian, not Ian.
Bite me.
But currently, we've got a lot of drivers in the pits at the moment, which obviously would have been a good time for all that chin wagging to have gone on before. We've got Glenn coming into the pits. We've got a Ferrari here. Is that on a flying lap? I'm not quite sure. Looks like it could have been Rexy Boy there. And Rexy Boy still yet to do a lap time here. So Rexy Boy will be itching to get a lap time on the board here as he comes up towards the line. Let's see what Rexy Boy is able to do. A little way off the pace at the moment. P15 for Rexy Boy, so some way away from the target time at the moment. But it's a very close order here. 1.2 seconds covering the top 16. In terms of the sharp end, the top 10 is separated by just 0.6 of a second. So it's incredibly close here at the top of the leaderboard. Yes, these guys are having a bit too much fun in the comments section. I think we need to ban
that start, moving away from that because that's getting borderline now.
Free speech, free speech. Protect free speech.
Screw your free speech. Remember, we're in the UK. That's no such thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, it's going that way. Yeah, yeah, right. But yeah, nonetheless, we got Rucker who's going back out on the track, and he's on the medium tyres, which is interesting. So obviously, Rock did that fastest lap on the mediums. I'm not sure what tyres he's on now. Might have changed those tyres. Can't quite see from this distance. Yeah, still on the medium tyres. So with that, obviously, being on the mediums, or are they old mediums? I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look actually, because I think there's a way you can tell what tyre that the drivers did there. Oh, he did it on the softs. His fastest lap was on the softs, so that's irrelevant.
So he's obviously just going out to try and get a feel for a lap on the mediums.
Yeah, a bit of practice by the looks of it, which is interesting to see because obviously Bahrain can be a bit of a high tide egg track. Not so much since they switched it to the night time, but it certainly is. I wouldn't say it's cool out there, and as it's quite well known, the track is pretty abrasive, so that could be a big factor in tonight's race. So let's see if Rock can steal a march on his opponents here tonight by getting out there and doing a few laps in this situation. But yeah, coming towards the end of the qualifying session, it's crunch time now. Stiffy obviously on provisional pole, but can Stiffy hold on to that before we get to the end of the session? Because Clen's out there, or will be out there soon. We got Rock and TTV, MUFC out there at the moment. We're just gonna call you Manu because TTV obviously is a bit of a collective name for any Twitch users out there. So we're just going to say Manu for this driver here in the Haas. Let's jump over Justify, because Justify is actually slightly up in the middle sector, and obviously it's a very tight leaderboard. Only half a second off of the provisional pole time, so he needs a few tenths to really get himself in the mix here. Coming out of the final corner, let's see what Justify is able to do. He's up there in quite a lot of the races last season. It's generally a contender in the mix, and we see there Justify P7 can't improve just at the moment. Ruck is coming in through the first sector, should I say, at the moment, currently in P5 in this session. We've got T coming over the line, improves very slightly, moves ahead of Justify there up into 7th place. The lap times are now started coming in thick and fast here towards the end of the session. Ruck on the mediums, cutting off across the yeah, that's not the best line through there if you want to keep your lap time. So yeah, nonetheless, Justify coming to the first sector. Let's see if he's on a flying lap here, because we saw obviously Justify did do a lap a few moments ago. No, backed out of it, so that's that. Matty Pitt's gone P4 in the meantime, so provisionally on the second row, only 0.2 of a second off of the provisional pole time. The last season's champion here coming down towards turn 4, but I think on an in-lap as well here. So yeah, lots of drivers I think now bailing out. We got Stiffy and Clen and C. Faulkner all out on track, so is Davidoff. So now we're going to see the pole position contenders doing their final runs of the session here, and hopefully we might see a bit of a switch up in the order as Drauga's got into second place there. Look at that, only a 1/10 of a second off of the fastest time being set by Stiffy. So now we're seeing the track ramping up, and we're seeing lots of drivers here showing their hand in the closing stages of this session, as Matty Pitt's on his way into the pits here at the end of this lap. Stiffy, C. Faulkner and Clen all on their way out, on their way to a flying lap, currently on out laps at the moment. As we see C. Faulkner starting a lap time here. Street Boys got into P6 with that last lap in the Ferrari. We see a Red Bull there in the background coming up towards the line. Couldn't quite put my finger on. That's Clen there, who's coming over the line to start a lap. So yeah, lots of drivers now in the mix. Lots to keep an eye on here in the closing stage of this qualifying session, as Stiffy, the only driver who's in the top part of the leaderboard, who's still yet to start their final flying lap. But Stiffy is now coming into the final corner here, and is about to try and defend that pole position here. Drauga coming through the middle sector. You got Clen coming through the first sector. What about C. Faulkner? C. Faulkner is slightly down through the first sector. Let's keep an eye on that middle sector split time, because that's going to be crucial here, as Davidoff is 0.3 up coming through the middle sector. Let's ride on board with Davidoff here as we come in towards the final corner. Let's see, 0.3 of a second would put him on pole if he can keep it together and maintain the lap times that we've seen in previous times here around this qualifying session. Here we go, Davidoff up towards the line. What is it going to be for Davidoff? Over the line we come, and it's, he just misses out.
Second place, well done.
just misses out. 200ths of a second there for Davidoff. Draga into the pits. Obviously wasn't on an improvement there. C. Faulkner and Glenn are both out there. Let's jump on board with C. Faulkner as he comes in towards the final corner here at the Sakhir International Circuit for qualifying here for the opening round of the Purple Sector Formula 1 League. C. Faulkner here onto the power towards the line. Let's see what the timing says as he comes over now. He's a bit short. P5 there for C. Faulkner. What about Glenn? He's well up coming through the middle sector, out onto the start finish straight now. And Glenn coming up towards the line. Let's see what Glenn can put on the board. Look at that. He's gone provisional pole position by 600ths of a second. And I think that is going to be that's going to be it for everybody here. Street Boy is on his way into the pits. So that, I am sure, is going to be the session done. As Freddie there coming into the pits. P14 for Freddie's got work to do, but we know he's much better in the races. He goes very well over the course of a Grand Prix. As we got some very nice comments coming in here. JR saying Andrew for Prime Minister. We got Rose saying Daddy, and Crispy saying track limits. Well, oh no, Stiffy's gone provisional pole. Look at that! Wow, I thought that was over there. Where did that come from? Stiffy out of nowhere has pulled one. I was going to say out of somewhere, but I shouldn't say where. But look at that. That's fantastic stuff there from Stiffy. So Stiffy there's gone pole by 1/10.5, and that early advantage that we saw in the qualifying session has translated. The track has ramped up. He's continued that curve, that momentum there, and has put it onto pole. The only driver in the 1 minute 27s here. JR says I should be Prime Minister of Uzbekistan. What's so significant about Uzbekistan? Can anyone tell me? I'm not sure. Andrew Massey. Do you know what? JR's just picked on an absolute corker there. Stiffy got a pole.
JR!
That's brilliant. Do you know what? He didn't even need to.
PG-13.
I didn't even need to hear his tone of voice to know what he meant there. I suddenly clocked. Didn't even realise until he wrote that, and it's like, yeah, Stiffy's got a pole.
James.
Put that pole.
Surely.
Put that pole down, Stiffy. Right, that is that then for the qualifying session. Right then, that is an incredibly close qualifying session here tonight. So we got Stiffy down to Street Boy, half a second separating the top 7. It's very, very tight here between these drivers, and very, very tight up the front there with Stiffy poking his pole in the middle of it. So that is that then.
No, you said it's very tight when they've got a Stiffy on top.
Oh, can you put that? Oh, not me. No,
that was me.
Oh God.
That was me thinking that. Very tight in the top 7 with a Stiffy on top.
How are we going to get through this race without referencing Stiffy's pole?
Well, I'm going to blame JR for that.
Every time I see Stiffy... Oh, God. Right. Sorry. Professional. Professional, calm.
We are not professional.
Smart, intelligent. God. Please. Help me get through this. Right.
We are anything but professional.
Freddie saying in the comments he's hoping for a better race. Obviously, P14. Ian, please stop graffitiing.
It's not showing up on stream.
Does it not? Well, that's even more annoying because nobody knows what I'm talking about.
For all you know, there could be. For all they know, you could just be, extremely schizophrenic.
I could just be tripping. Could be on acid, to be honest. Yeah.
Because I could just be, because whenever something's happening and you don't see it, I just, if you want me to be somewhere specific, I just do that.
Oh, can you? I didn't know that. Wait, so you can control? So you can control what you see?
No. See if you're looking somewhere. Say if you don't notice something and I do, but you're talking.
Oh yeah, you can point it out.
I click an area.
Oh, that's ideal. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Brilliant. Right, we'll use that to full effect.
I don't know if you can see any of this.
No, whatever you're doing now, I can't see. Oh, I can see actually some love hearts in the corner. Oh, Ian. Oh, that's so cute. Right, here we are. We put it up on the grid. Getting ready to go racing here for the opening round of Purple Sector's Formula One League here. Season 12. Can Matty Pitt defend his title? He's starting pretty prominent here for this one, but he's got a lot of drivers around him who are going to be hungry for success here this season. Here we go then. We're about to go racing here for Season 12 here at the Sakhir International Circuit here in Bahrain. The lights coming on now at the head of grid. We're about to go racing here. And it's lights out. We're underway, and it looks like a good start from pole from Stiffy as the Red Bull of Klen got a little bit stuttery off the line there. You've got Davidoff here looking to the outside coming in towards turn one. Davidoff might have got this one done here around the outside as we see a congested mid-pack there. Looks like everybody's very clean though through the first few corners as Drago there moving ahead of Klen. So Klen's down 2 places here on this start. You've got C Faulkner there looking to attack on Klen at the moment as well. Matty Pitt there in P6 ahead of Ruck, followed by Street Boy with Freddie up into P9. What a start from Freddie. He's absolutely flown through the pack here in the first few corners as our team managed to get back ahead of him there coming through turn 4. But we've got TTV, MUFC ahead of Justified. Justified's down a few places here, down to P12. But a horror show start there for Justified. Yeah, T's had a spin down to the back of the pack there. So T having an absolute nightmare here at the start of this race for this season. But Stiffy out the front here ahead of Davidoff with Drauger, Klen, C Faulkner as just trying to go around the outside of Klen here. And Klen's miserable start to this season looks like it's going to continue here as we come out onto the back straight there. C Faulkner up into P4. Klen is in 5th place right now with Matty Pitt, Ruck with Street Boy and Freddie, and then you've got Man United there in P10 as we've got McLaren there Justified looking to the inside, but too far back at the end of the back straight. But that is the situation right now on this first lap. We've got Stiffy leading the race by over a second, so what a fantastic start there from Stiffy, and Davidoff is trying to cling to the coattails of Stiffy right now, but we're just not sure what tyres people are on at the moment, so that could obviously play a big factor by the time we get to the pit window. But coming out of the final corner here, I know, Ian, I know, trust me, I know. I was waiting until we're on a straight where we could do it. So here we are then, over the line to complete lap 1, and it's Stiffy from Davidoff, and then we've got up into P4, so Klen now can try and chase after the leaders here, although saying that, Matty Pitt's trying to get involved in this as well. Matty Pitt there squeezing through up into 5th place, so last season's champion there, making some gains here in the start of this race. C Faulkner now coming under pressure from Ruck, so C Faulkner could be the one going backwards now. Matty Pitt in the meantime down the inside of Klen up into 4th place, so Matty Pitt cutting his way through the pack here. He's on the soft tyres though, so that will obviously be paying him dividends at the moment, because having those faster tyres on at this early stage in the race will definitely give you a massive advantage, but it will be later on in the race when that will come to bite you on the bum.
Because we saw it last week in Qatar that we saw one driver on hards, and he outlasted a lot of that. A lot of the medium running tyres, and it ended up paying off from pretty well. Sure, I think he finished top 5. So he did it, even though he started. I think he started towards the back of the pack when at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, he's one of those drivers who tends to make the most of everything going on around him, and is generally able to make up positions just by staying in there. Like you say, a different strategy can help. Being on the more durable tyres at the beginning can be beneficial, but Matty Pitt's one of those drivers, always goes better in the races than quali. There's a few drivers, like I myself was one of those who tend to go backwards in the race because I'd lose concentration, but some drivers are just the opposite, and Matty Pitt's one of those. As we can see Klen there moving ahead of Matty Pitt. I like to think
I always did better in the race than what I did in qualifying, because it gave me a proper target to follow.
I was the opposite. I had the pace over a lap, and then in the races my concentration levels would just fall apart sometimes. It would depend on the situation. If it was a track that I like, it wouldn't, but some problem. It's always been my problem just in life in general, but it used to become very obvious in sim racing. As Freddie is there holding on to that one for that final points paying position at the moment. We can see here Basin trying to attack on the back of Street Boy. Basin started towards the back, but on his debut tonight, or on the track here at Purple Sector, it's been a very strong drive so far in these opening few laps, but Mark there keeping it around the outside for the time being on Basin, as Basin not able to get a cut back here coming down towards this final corner, I don't think anyway. Looking to the inside, having a little cheeky thought about it, but no, not going to happen there for Basin at the moment. But over the line here to complete lap 3 of the race. Stiffy's got a big gap over Drago at the moment. Drago on the medium tyres in a strong position, but Davidoff here is going to make the move and going to try and make this one stick down the inside. But look at this, Drago's going to keep it there and managing to squeeze back around the outside there. Good driving there from both of them.
But he may have him here.
Yeah, DRS here for Drago though. It's going to be close into turn 4. Who's going to back out of this one? It's going to be tight as Davidoff there on the inside, but Drago using that speed around the outside. You've got so much better speed being on the outside around that corner. We've seen before Vettel on the inside had a spin a few years ago in battling with Hamilton. It's so advantageous to be on the outside through that corner. You can take so much more speed. You've got that run off on the exit. You can run the curb, and you've got much better balance being on the outside of that corner.
Unlike with Russell during the Bahrain practice at the start of this season, decided it would be a little bit, fun to try and take the alternate route of this track.
Well, I didn't see that. What was that?
I can't remember. Yeah, that turbo we're just talking about there, he actually went a bit, way too wide in there. He went in the outer ring of the track, so he did the one that the config they used for the, I think it was the 2020 Grand Prix when Perez won it.
The Sakhir Grand Prix, the one where Russell drove for Mercedes for the first time.
Yeah, aye.
Yeah.
It nearly went that way.
Yeah. I remember that race because obviously Hamilton had COVID and Russell should have won that race. He would have deserved to win that race, but he got snatched away from him because Merck bought it, didn't they?
At the same time, Perez, he deserved it because obviously, putting on that now.
Look at this, Freddie down the inside of 3 drivers going into turn 1. Sorry, and I just had to cut off there because Freddie went storming down the inside. Managed to get DRS on a load of drivers there, although Claire managed to squeeze back through as they now come down towards turn 4. Freddie having a little look to the inside. Is going to go for it there. Commits it down the inside, but can't quite make it stick. Saying that though, got good traction. Great traction there coming out of the corner. As we're watching on board there, I wanted to go trackside to see if Clem was still there. Clem is still there, and there's contact there between the two of them. I thought Clem would still be there, but obviously we were locked into the onboard view there, so we couldn't see. As Clem has had a moment there, has gone wide. The contact there has obviously caught him out a little bit, and it's down to P9. So Clem losing 5 places there in a few corners, and that's a nightmare for Clem as he goes into the back of C. Faulkner as well. C. Faulkner we also saw losing out to Justify a lap ago whilst we were chatting. So obviously Justify making up places. C. Faulkner going backwards right now as Matty Pitt there back down the inside of Freddie up into 4th place, and these two currently chopping and changing positions right now. They're losing time to the top 3 though. Whilst these guys battle, it's only hurting their fight to try and catch up to the leaders here.
Yeah, but you know what the saying goes, race is gonna race.
Oh, of course, yeah, you've got to be at the head of the train to have any chance of catching the guys ahead, haven't you, I suppose? But
well, of course,
we see.
Yeah, but at the same time, racing's gonna race. It's more. I would say it's more of a hindrance than it is anything else. Because as you can see, it's now 3 seconds from 4th to 3rd, and
marking the pits here in the McLaren, so unusual to see such an early pit stop here. Obviously the soft tyres could probably go for at least a couple more laps here as Matty Pitt back ahead of Freddie, and now Rocky's going to try and potentially take Freddie here going into turn 4, but just a little bit too far away there. You see they're all boxed in a little bit, all constantly teetering up, and anybody who has to let off the throttle coming down that straight is going to be extremely vulnerable, because with all of them running so close, as soon as you get any sort of moment where you're not pushing 100%, you're going to find yourself very open to an attack here. So these drivers have all got to be looking over their shoulder. Say again, mate.
Mark's made an interesting choice going onto the hard tyre now. He's looking for the long game.
That is interesting, yeah. That would explain the early pit stop. I suppose, yeah. The thing is, you're not really going to make too many gains here because the hard is so much slower than the soft, and with the soft not being that old yet, the tyre delta in terms of how much pace it's going to have over the others isn't going to be that significant. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like the right choice to me, but who knows? Who knows?
It really doesn't. Personally, I would have went. I can't remember exactly what tyre was on before. I think he was on the soft. Personally, I would have went a few more laps on the soft. Got to about a lap, say about 13, 14 maybe. Then consider trying to get a change over to either the medium or the hard. I mean, there's the T. This will overtake took Mark. So he has, and he's on the medium tyre.
Yeah, we see now Davidoff becomes the second driver to come in for what appears to be a scheduled stop. Davidoff's on a two-stop strategy because he's put the mediums on, so there's no way that Davidoff's going to try and go to the end. While Pluto also coming in here at the end of lap 6, so it's becoming a bit of a trend. There's a few drivers now coming in without damage for early pit stops. Matty Pitt there has moved ahead of Freddie, and Ruck is now down in 5th place. So what's happened to Ruck? Ruck has had some kind of incident here because obviously we were running in 3rd place a moment ago, and now Matty Pitt and Freddie ahead of Ruck. So clearly something's happened here. But in the meantime, we've got now Justify queuing up behind, but Ruck is still trying to keep there with Matty Pitt and Freddie right now. But wow, Matty Pitt now on the podium, and suddenly this train of cars which are battling over 4th place a lap ago, it's now for a podium place here. So what has happened to Ruck there? That's a bit of a head scratcher.
I'll try and see if I can see anything on the Delta. Go back on the stream.
But nonetheless, we've got Stiffy out the front here by 2 seconds at the moment over Drauger, and Drauger is just keeping the gap pretty consistent. What's that in?
Ruck's been down there for a pretty long time, actually.
Oh, as we see Matty Pitt and Freddie coming into the pits, we've also got Justify in as well here, and C. Faulkner.
What are we talking about, Ruck?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work it out. It's alright, we'll figure it out.
Because Ruck's
Anyway,
been down in P7 since the start of the race.
we'll figure it out. Nonetheless, we've got everyone coming in here on lap 7, which is the lap that I was sort of expecting to be coming in. So we see Matty Pitt's put the softs on. Wow. So Matty Pitt's going for a 2-stop, no doubt about that. We see Justify Freddie, Street Boy, Oliver and C. Faulkner going for the medium tyres. So it does appear that the 2-stop is the way to go for a lot of these drivers out here tonight. People aren't expecting to get the hard tyres to go to the end. It appears that Mark...
Are now, sorry to cut you off there, but P16, 17 and 18 are all on hard tyres now, so also they think that these tyres are going to be able to do something that no one else in the grid seems to think that they can.
But all the drivers who are putting the hard tyres on are the ones who are rolling the dice. They're the ones who are out of position trying something to try and get into the race. But all of the ones in that sort of that podium battle, they've gone for the mediums, and that is interesting to me because they all seem like they're just following each other's lead. To be honest with you, it seems a bit of a almost like sheep, I guess, in a way.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Say again.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, that's it. We see Jagger into the pits here at the end of lap 8, putting the soft tyres on to another driver who's doing at least 2 stops here in this race. So for the time being, the only drivers who are still yet to pit are Stiffy, Ruck, Clen, Rexy Boy, TTV, MUFC. We've also got Davidoff, who came in a couple of laps ago, so he's done his pit stop. We've got... who is it? No one else, actually. Yeah, so it's only the top 5 now who are still yet to pit. Of those, it's Stiffy and Rexy Boy who started on the soft, and Ruck, Clen and Man United who started on the medium tyres. So Stiffy and Rexy Boy pushing their tyres to the limit here, I would say. Soft tyres, 9 laps around this Bahrain International Circuit. That is really, pushing your luck.
Yeah, also I've no idea what the lap times are still like on those soft tyres, but they're working for P1 right now. But it just seems like Rexy Boy doesn't seem to be able to capture the same profile of the softs that P1 can, and he's also just at this point I think he's just trying to hold on to as much as he can before the tyre life of the soft just drops off a cliff. Yeah,
it's going to be quite soon, you would have thought, and Stiffy obviously knows that. The race leader's coming into the pits here at the end of lap 9, so I wonder if Stiffy's going to try and one-stop it, put the hards on. That would make sense to me based on this slightly extended stint of 2 laps. As we see Stiffy putting into the pit box now, so there we go, hard tyres, white walls going on. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see that, because I thought extending that stint by 2 or 3 laps, it made sense to be trying that, and obviously the race leader as well. It's surprising to see that the driver who's doing the alternate strategy is the one who's leading. Usually you don't see that. Usually it's the ones who sort of towards the back or in the mid pack who are rolling the dice. But see Stiffy here doing
Yeah,
something
normally you
different
would
to
see.
everyone else, really.
Yeah, you would try and see them try and stick with the safer strategy, but I mean we've now got as we're seeing now we've now got Rock on the hard tires as well, so maybe they're looking at lap times from other the lower down drivers that are on the hards and thinking maybe they could be onto something here, maybe they could have the golden ticket to be able to win this race tonight, but it's just a matter of time to see how long it takes for them to warm up those tyres, because as we can see, Ruck is currently being swarmed by Klein and Street Boy here.
Yeah, and he's going to be he's going to be like a tractor on like on a busy country road right now. Is Rocket? He's going to be trying to make that as wide as he possibly can to keep these guys behind. But I don't think he's going to be able to do so because Glenn breezing past like he's not even there down the back straight, and Street Boy I'm sure is going to follow suit shortly. So Ruck's just got to try and I think not get too distracted and not too disheartened by the fact that their driver's going past him. Just got to kind of drive his race, keep going, and look after the tyres. Make sure that he's within that pit window to come past the guys who are pitting ahead. Ruck's just got to kind of do his own race, keep his head down, stay out of the way, basically.
Yeah, that is it. Just try and bring the tyres up to their optimal temperature. Just try and keep them alive. As you say, don't try and take too much life out of them too fast by trying to race those that are on a faster compound than you. Just try and focus on your lap times, try and bring them down. Not even just by a massive amount each time. Just find where you are comfortable and where the car is comfortable with those tyres. Just keep it going.
Absolutely. We just saw Freddie there and Justify battling as they came through the first sector. Justify did briefly get ahead of Freddie going into turn 1, but Freddie managed to get the DRS down to turn 4 and breezed around the outside and held on to that position. So these two both on the same tyres and same tyre life as well. So they're actually in a very similar position here. These two very evenly matched and do appear to be swapping positions a little bit here. So this battle could be one that we could see raging on for the foreseeable. Obviously, they're a couple of seconds behind Matty Pitt, who's doing a short, sharp stint on the soft tyres, and I would have thought would try and put the mediums on for the final stint, because I think he's done 2 soft stints, as far as I know. So that could play into Matty Pitt's hands later on, who knows. But we've got Oliver moving ahead of somebody, and we've got somebody's off there. Somebody's had a big moment there. C. Faulkner facing the wrong way. We've got a safety car being deployed, which is quite silly, really, because nobody's crashed out of the race. There's not really any debris, so it's all because a driver was...
it's just because of the corner.
It's a missing front wing, but even so...
right.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, because obviously now the strategy becomes totally redundant, and everybody gets a free pit stop, so now we're going to see everybody coming into the pits putting the same tyres on. It's going to be hards to the end.
Go back to it's just effectively a race restart at this point.
I guess now the interesting call is mediums or hards, because by the time this safety car ends, it's going to be could be 15 or 16 racing laps depending on when the safety car comes in. So are we going to see now maybe a split, or actually, do you know what? The safety cars pick them up very quickly here, and this is good because obviously they're now already behind the train, so some people might be a bit reluctant to roll the dice and go for that pit stop. I wonder if some people are going to stay out, and if not, are we going to be seeing a switch up of medium and hards?
Well, I mean, now at least 95% of the grid are now on fresh hards, so
yeah,
they might be looking for the long game here.
Yeah, they're not going to need to come in. The likes of Mark and Wild Pluto and White Shadow Hull obviously put their tyres on a few laps ago. They would benefit somewhat from coming in for a fresh set of boots, but like you say, the rest of them have all come in very, very recently. You've got Davidoff, Drauga, Stiffy, Freddie. These guys were unlucky enough to get picked up by the safety car because they'd already started the lap when the safety car was deployed. So these guys, are they far enough ahead to come in? They're probably not, because I can see that the guys behind are already catching them.
But the thing is, though, is that Stiffy, his tyres are the youngest out of the top 3 at the minute. The only person you might have to worry about in terms of trying to catch would possibly be Davidoff.
The thing is, though, Davidoff and Freddie have to pit again no matter what. So does Drauga. So, and they are coming in.
Oh,
There
we've
we
got two
go.
folk going in.
Yeah, not surprised at all. So, Davidoff really taking a big risk here, probably banking on another safety car, going for track position. Davidoff's probably going to get about 10 good laps out of those mediums before he needs to come in. Um, so, yeah, he does need I think, a bit of luck here in this race to make this one work. So he's staying out.
Crash gate.
Yeah, yeah. Freddie, come on, what have you got? What have you got in your locker, Freddie? Now's the time to use it, baby.
Aye.
But yeah, we'll see. um, so yeah, it should be interesting to see what Davidoff can do out the front. Obviously, he's now going to unleash that pace and just go all out here over these next
But
few laps.
one person that I think we might want to keep an eye on is Ruck, because he's now he's the only driver on the soft tire, and he's the only laps he's ever done on them are being behind the safety car, so they are still pretty much
Brand
brand new
spanking new.
tires.
Yeah, for Rock could definitely charge through the pack here, but does need to pit again. Obviously, we'll need to put I don't know. Rock didn't start on the softs. Rock started on the mediums, so Rock could do two soft stints if he's very, very kind to them. I guess, what is it? So he put the softs on a lap ago. He could do 2 9-lap stints quite feasibly, actually.
Very easily.
Yeah, and obviously the fuel loads will be lighter. Plus, they're not used tyres, so it could be, if he's got another set of softs, then he could definitely use them. Oh, somebody's gone off there. That's Clen, who's lost it under the safety car, and quickly rejoins the queue once again. White Shadow Hole has picked up a 10-second penalty for a crash with Rexy Boy as well. Just to throw that one in there.
Rock, I feel like right now it looks like the safety car's coming in. But yeah, Rock, his situation right now is a lot more favourable towards him because his tires, his will still be in a reasonably warm temperature, whereas the rest of them, their temperatures will went down being stuck behind this safety car.
They certainly will. Here we go then. We're getting underway once again for the restart. Just under halfway before we get to the halfway point here in this race. And we've got Davidoff here, who's getting us underway here. Needs to make the most of these faster tyres while he can. As we come into turn one, we've got Stiffy there with Man United ahead of Mark there. We've got Jalga there moving ahead of White Shadow Hole up into P12. Rexy Boy's got ahead of Wild Pluto up into the final points paying position as well there. So a couple of moves on this restart. Ruck has made up 2 places here ahead of Justify and Street Boy up into P6. So Ruck on the march here, needs to make those soft tyres work whilst they've got the tread to do so, as Freddie moving ahead of White Shadow Hole as well up into 13th place there. So yeah, a few drivers on the move here in these early stages of this restart. Fit to see Faulkner as well moving ahead of Oliver up into P17, as Mark there getting ahead of Man United as well into 3rd place, and Ruck now into 4th there ahead of MUFC and Matty Pitt. So Ruck is absolutely steaming to the pack here, and you were onto a winner there. You absolutely called it, and he's now trying to move ahead of Mark as well as they come down towards the end of the back straight. A little bit too far back coming into this corner though.
But I have a feeling he's going to be pushing it a little bit too hard here and trying to take advantage of the restart. So he just needs to bide his time a little bit, find some better place. Right now, he needs to try and focus more on the lower speed corners and try and use the advantage of the soft tires that the hard tires just don't provide.
As we see Rock getting a nice exit there out of the final corner. No DRS just yet, because obviously he has to be 2 laps in from the restart to get the DRS, but Rock nonetheless with pure grunt is going to make that move into 3rd place, and Mark is going to have to tuck in there. Mark might get a slipstream though. A comeback slipstream here is coming into turn 1. No counter slipstream there for him, as we see in the background you've got Matty Pitt trying to challenge here on the back of MUFC as well. Street Boy and Justify right there in this battle with Clen and Rexy Boy. Or sorry, not Rexy Boy. Rexy Boy's a little bit off of these. So it's an incredibly tight battle here. Rock and Mark have got penalties. So as Wild Pluto and TC Faulkner, Oliver and White Shadow Hull as well. Not too many penalties so far, but we're only halfway through the race. So that could very much change here. Stiffy is putting the pressure here on the back of Davidoff. I said earlier on, Davidoff needs to pull out this gap here while he can out the front. Oh, we've got another safety car, and that's exactly what Davidoff needed, because now he can put a fresh set of mediums on. But the whole pack's behind him.
Whitehall's out.
Yeah, it is. He is, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be interesting now, because now the tyre situation is slightly different. Does anybody come in and put the mediums on? I mean, that could be beneficial. The hard
Yeah,
tyres will
I
get
have a
to the
feeling
end
that
from here.
see, I feel like the mediums might probably be a better choice for those that are behind, like Glenn, Drolger, maybe even Freddie. He might even try and consider coming in for the mediums just to try and boost his chances of trying to make up some laps. Because that's us now had two safety cars in the space of a few laps here, and those hard tyres are just not going to be able to reach their optimal temperature to be able to try and do anything to bring yourself that far up. As we now got Stiffy back into the lead as Davidoff comes in to change his tyres, and so does Ruck. See what Ruck does.
Yeah, this is going to blow the race a little bit wide open here because this could now be anyone's technically. Now we got safety car to safety car. I think potentially we could be in a bit of a rut here where you sort of keep seeing safety cars because with everyone being bunched up, ultimately safety cars lead to more safety cars. It generally is a domino effect in any situation because when the pack is bunched up, you get restarts, then you get more incidents with everybody being close together. So it kind of just repeats itself over and over again. These sorts of races you tend to see and continuation of the same trends. Let's hope that we do see some racing though, nonetheless, because obviously we want to see some action. But saying that at this point, I think this is the excitement that I think we need. Yeah, this is going to get quite exciting here. But with Glenn and Oliver obviously coming in for the medium tyres, they're going to have a lot of pace over the drivers in front of them. But are they? I mean, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of drivers to overtake in between them and any sort of meaningful points here in this race. So yeah, it's going to be an uphill task for them. But Stiffy leading the race here on these hard tyres, which he put on 6 laps ago, and can easily get these to the end of the race. And these drivers in a good position here because everyone's on the hard tyres except for the two at the back of the pack in 16th and 17th places. With a full grid here, obviously it really does add to the strategy and make it a case of you want to be in the right position and on the right tyres. Before, when you've got like 10 or 11 drivers, all you need to do is be on the right tyres because there's so much less work to do if you fall out of position. When you've got a grid that's close to 20, you've got 18 cars on the track, suddenly there's a little bit of jeopardy to coming into the pits and putting a fresh set of boots on because you've got such a lot of work to do, to get to the front. So it makes it a lot more exciting for us viewers to have these packed out grids, not just for the excitement of seeing lots of cars, but also because it makes it more authentic in terms of the realism and in terms of the experience, for sure. So we're very grateful for that, and we're obviously very appreciative to all the drivers out on track. We want to thank all of the 18 drivers here out on the circuit tonight, here at Purple Sector tonight, for making the action and for giving us a really exciting race so far. And it's been clean for the most part. Obviously, seen a few, as you would guess, with safety cars. There's been a couple of thrills and spills, but yeah, nonetheless, I'm very impressed with what we've seen so far tonight, Ian.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, it's been really close, really clean. I'll respect all the drivers out there because because both me and Andy know how easy it is to get frustrated with another driver and cause them to spin out or otherwise lose position due to your own anger. Um, so yeah, it's very much appreciated by everybody here that runs this league or across any of our leagues that we run here at Motive. So yeah, thank you very much to everybody and keep up the good work.
And obviously, I don't want to. Good words there, Ian. But I don't want to make anyone think that we're taking credit for running this league because obviously we are the commentators, we're the broadcasters. We're essentially we're Crofty and Brundle here tonight. We don't. I don't run it at all. I have no input in this league at all.
I never said you did. I said those that run it.
Oh, fair play. No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure in case anybody thinks that I'm trying to do a rusher on Purple Sector. Right.
The one thing I do want to add though is that I'm very surprised that Ruck wanted to come in to change those tires because he was making, as we saw from the last restart, he made it up a good few positions in those first 2 laps. So I'm very surprised that he wanted to come in and make that change.
Yeah, it's a very bold decision. And the thing is, there's not really any upside to it if he gets another safety car, because that's only going to hurt the situation. So I don't really know what the thought process is, but there must be one, and we'll find out soon whether or not it's going to work. But nonetheless, we're underway once again here for this Bahrain Grand Prix, the third restart of this race, and Stiffy's going to lead us into turn one. Brundle and Coulthard, says Crispy. Yeah, that's more like it. More like it. But here we come into turn one. We've got Drauga there down the inside of Rexy Boy. Sorry, around the outside, should I say, of Rexy Boy. And makes that move stick beautifully there up into 7th place. Davidoff and C. Faulkner battling here. These two, what has happened to these two? Down in 13th and 14th places. What a shocker to see that. Ruck also with them, and Glenn as well. So lots of drivers out of position here. Davidoff here making a move to the inside into turn 4. And surely this is going to be job done here for Davidoff. The C. Faulkner's trying to keep it there, but no, Davidoff is going to see that one out there up into 13th place. And Stiffy out the front with the lead, but Mark is clinging to the coattails at the moment. Early stages yet, a long way to go. But yeah, at the moment, everybody's kind of keeping it close together. No gaps, so more than a second at this particular moment in time on this opening lap of the restart here as they come down the back straight on lap 18 here of this Bahrain Grand Prix at the Purple Sector Formula One League. There you can see all the drivers coming through your shot. And we've got Wild Pluto there taking a strange line into that corner, I've got to say. Under not too much pressure. Maybe that will come with a bit of experience, but nonetheless, we've got Mark there about a second off of the back of Stiffy as they're coming down towards the final corner here, about to complete this first lap of the restart. So Stiffy now starting to get into a bit of a groove here and asserting his authority on the rest of this pack here as they come out of the final corner. MUFC there getting a bit wide, coming out of the corner. Matty Pitt is going to look to try and seize on that as they come down the start finish straight. Matty Pitt to the inside here, no DRS. It's going to be pure power here for the Mercedes as Matty Pitt down the inside into turn 1 and gets that one done there into the podium places with a nice move there from the defending champion. As Basin and Davidoff battling. Davidoff's moved through up into 11th place. As Davidoff can now pull up onto the back of Wild Pluto there. You can see there T in the background behind them with Ruck as well as C. Faulkner. And Glenn currently at the back of this train there in P16. Bit of a gap to Oliver there, who's not too far off of them. But for the time being, Wild Pluto all the way down to Glenn. 7 cars here battling over a point. And a lot of the drivers in this train certainly shouldn't be where they are right now, as we got Davidoff there looking to the inside and Wild Pluto there keeping it around the outside. Wild Pluto left the door wide open and Davidoff poked his nose in, but it wasn't to be there as T moving up into P12 ahead of Basin, and Ruck also making a move there on Basin. So Basin losing 2 places. Davidoff has made that move now on Wild Pluto up into P10. Ian, this is absolute chaos. There's action wherever you look right now. A lot to keep up with.
Yeah, it's what we've been asking for. It's what we get. It's what we've come to expect from any of our the F1 leagues that we've ever that's ever been hosted by anybody here at F1 at Motive. Sorry, as we just saw Pluto getting a little bit friendly with the rear bumper of C. Faulkner there. As we'll go side by side through the final corner. Can you keep it? Looks like the Red Bull can.
Glenn's going to lose. Didn't get great traction out of the last corner, but they've got the DRS here, and it's going to move past Wild Pluto. So Glenn is going to make that move into turn 1 finally. Mark here is getting ahead of Justify into 4th place, although these two are close. Virtual safety car's been deployed. What's going on? As Mark, they're losing out to Drauga. Pluto has lost a wing end, apparently, says White Shadow. So Wild Pluto, that will be why he's suddenly dropped back there. And yeah, that's, well... unfortunate there for Wild Pluto. Somebody from the front has dropped back as well because they've all moved up a position. Oh no, that's because Davidoff moved ahead of Wild Pluto just now. So that's obviously why they've all moved up a place, because Wild Pluto was in P11 until a moment ago. So that's a real shame there for Wild Pluto. He was in a good position, but had a lot of drivers behind him. Did well to hold firm, I think, for as long as he did there.
I'm thinking now a lot of drivers might come in and try and do one last full push stint on the set mediums.
The question is though, Ian, is this virtual safety car going to be out long enough for them to get around to the pits before it subsides? Because I reckon that VSC could end before they get there. It's going to be touch and go. I reckon. Yeah, it's going to be tight. Yeah, it has ended. Yeah, so that's going to take away that window for potential pit stops or potential low consequence pit stops. But nonetheless, we've got Stiffy here out the front. Matty Pitt into 2nd place is now ahead of Man United. Justify there behind them in fourth with Drauga. Currently completing the top 5. These guys have broken away a little bit from Mark, who's running in P6, as they come over the line here to start lap 21 of the race, as Mark is in the pits at the end of lap 20. So Mark's going for a set of, I would have thought, medium tyres to go to the end of the race from here. And that is indeed what he's doing, as Clen's moved ahead of Oliver up into P12, going down the start-finish straight. So that's job done there for Clen. Mark's not the only one into the pits this lap, Ian. So is Basin, T. Faulkner, and Wild Pluto. We obviously could have predicted that one.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a bit of a strange situation there with Pluto. Also, we don't know exactly how he's managed to lose his front wing, but he definitely did maybe try to, lose some of the downforce in favour of some more straight line speed, but unfortunately that is not allowed, and the FIA would definitely be on to you for that one.
Yeah, for one, I think the pace wouldn't be there, but also the safety and the risk it would be. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely bang on the money there, mate. We got Street Boy, who's currently pressuring Justify in his battle for P5. Freddie is right there with these guys as well, as Street Boy, they're closing right up onto the back of the McLaren as they come down this little straight towards the final corner. So Street Boy could be fancying this one. Justify hasn't got any DRS to protect himself, so it's going to be a free crack at it for Street Boy here to try and make this move up into 5th place, as we now come through into the DRS zone. So here we go. Street Boy is going to be closing, and it's going to pull out the slipstream, and Justify makes no effort to defend it. Street Boy will move into 5th place without any further ado, as Jaga there trying to get ahead of MESC has made the move into 3rd place nicely there.
Look at Ruck and T, they're very, very close there.
Oh, it's Ruck there, cuts the inside of the curb there, but making the move back on T with DRS open there. They both have DRS, I think they did. They both had DRS on Davidoff, but Ruck managing to make that move back on T up into the final points paying position, as we go back to the front here, because Matty Pitt's in the lead. When did this happen?
Oh.
We've been so busy looking in the mid-pack. The reigning champion has hit the front here in the final stint of this race. He's managed to make the move on Stiffy. He'd already got ahead of MESC and Draga before that. Matty Pitt absolutely flying in the closing stages here of this Bahrain Grand Prix for the season opener, looking to try and defend its title this season and potentially become a 2-time champion here at Purple Sector this season.
He got it on the pit straight in the last lap.
Yeah, you're looking at, obviously, Ian, looking at the stream there to see where that one happened. So Matty Pitt with the DRS move. We're watching so much going on. It's just, we don't know where to look right now. I think we need to stick with this lead battle for the time being, because this is obviously for the major money placings here. But nonetheless, we got Draga there who looked to the inside.
Faulkner came in. Faulkner had no front left wing. That's why he
makes sense. It makes sense. Stiffy is going to get the DRS here on Matty Pitt, but Matty Pitt's straight line speed, look at that. Stiffy with the DRS, but he was still about 3/10 shy coming to the end of the straight. So Matty Pitt's obviously got that car absolutely lined up for the straights, but I imagine we'll probably be struggling through the corners here, so we're going to have to watch closely here as we're on board with our 2nd place driver. Stiffy there absolutely diving down the inside. Matty Pitt didn't quite time that cut back to perfection there, couldn't get the run out of turn 4, and Stiffy there makes the move for the lead of the race there. Great stuff there from Stiffy. Was a very aggressive move. Matty Pitt did tap him in the rear. Did Matty get damage on the front wing? I think he might well have done, because there was some heavy contact there coming out of the corner.
It doesn't seem like he has it any. It looks like all the bits on the car are still where they're supposed to be.
He's a lucky boy.
I would personally, yes, this is a game and everything, no one is hurt, but personally that for me would be deemed a dangerous move.
Which one? The overtake?
The dive bomb.
Really?
Yeah.
Granted,
I did do the same thing in the Clios a good few years ago, but the Clios, not F1 car.
I'm very much a believer in the saying "no harm, no foul." I know, obviously, you have to police near misses because they could lead to incidents, in the future. I've always been a believer in the no harm, no foul kind of saying. As we see Draga there moving ahead of Matty Pitt and Stiffy into the lead of the race, but you've got Stiffy now looking to try and come back at these guys. Oh, he's got nowhere to go. My goodness me.
Oh.
That is, he was boxed in there, but managed to squeeze through the gap. Stiffy taking the lead once again now. Matty Pitt losing 2 places. There's Man United there into the, trying to take the lead here up the inside. He's in the middle now between them. There's Stiffy there keeping it around the outside and managing to get the lead back. Fantastic racing from these drivers, as we can see they're all packed into a tight space. Matty Pitt is watching this all unfold in front of him. Now looking to the inside as Drauga now trying to go around the outside of Stiffy. What a race this is between these drivers. Stiffy holds onto the lead by the skin of his teeth, but Drauga here is trying to come back at him through this next sequence of corners and can't do it. Stiffy clings onto this one by the skin of his teeth there, as now Man United FC there trying to come back at Matty Pitt. Justify is now getting involved.
Well.
Freddie, Street Boy, Davidoff, Rock, Rexy Boy T, they're all there. It is an 11-car train battling for the lead. What is going on here tonight? This is absolutely insane stuff.
You know what this reminds me of? Monza Short, final race of the season for the Clios.
Am I doing my commentary? No. Trauger here is back down the inside as he gets back ahead of Stiffy there. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh, Trauger there gets a twitch, a massive bit of oversteer there. 10-second penalty as well. Yeah, that was all Drauga's fault there. Stiffy has been caught up in that one. Has Stiffy got big damage? We'll have to see. Matty Pitt inherits the lead in that one. We've got a virtual safety car. Oh, what a shame.
Who got the damage though?
Well, I think most of it went to. I think he picked up most of it. Stiffy, I don't know if he got caught up. Matty Pitt into the pits for some soft tyres. I think Matty Pitt might have got caught up in that one.
It was the.
I think Drauga picked up most of it.
Who's in the? God damn! Visa cash out. God damn. Main block.
That would have been Stiffy, yeah.
No, was Stiffy? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Stiffy got a lot of damage. I think also Drauga. Well, Drauga's out of the race.
Oh yeah.
Drauga's retired. So that is a massive shame there for those two. Obviously, Drauga out of the race and Stiffy, I think, a chance of some strong points tonight out of the window. But Man United is going to be rubbing his hands together after that, because we've absolutely had a win handed to them on a plate there for the Haas team, and that's that's a very fortuitous situation there. But Justify and Freddie are right there. Freddie now on the podium, fantastic. And Freddie might be sensing a win here as well. Not far away at all. Although, having said that, Justify and Freddie have dropped back a little bit off of Man United here, over a second now behind. So Man United might be looking to try and seize on this opportunity. But it wasn't just Stiffy and Drauga that got caught up in that. Matty Pitt also got caught up and had to come in for damage repairs, but is on the fresh soft tyres and could make up places here in the closing laps. We're going to have to wait because, well, 4 laps left. I don't know if maybe there's any more places on the table. Could be, but it'd have to be a heck of a drive. Yeah, it'd be a heck of a feat if Matty Pitt can get anywhere near the leaders here. As we got... Freddie's taking the lead. Look at this. We've got a 3 battle for the lead now. As Justify managing to take the lead off of Man United. Freddie there squeezing through in between them. Freddie did briefly have the lead there coming into turn 1. Didn't quite see what happened. We jumped on that one a bit late. As Man United can't come back at Freddie into turn 4. But now it's Justify, your new race leader here. We're going to stay with this battle for the lead out the front. We're not going to move from these 3 guys as they're battling it out for the win here for the opening round of the season. What a dramatic night it's been so far. What an eventful race we've had to kick things off. This is absolutely brilliant. And currently Justify now sits at the top of the pile with 3.5 laps left to go. But anything can happen here. Let's just hope none of them stack it and take the others out. Because, well, yeah, at this rate, Davidoff, you could be looking at a win here, mate. Davidoff not too far away as well. What a race it's been for Davidoff. What a race of mixed fortunes, because Davidoff is now only 2 seconds off of the race lead. Just let that sink in.
Does it sink at the door?
Oh, will someone let that goddamn sink in? As has got a 3-second time penalty there for multiple track limit warnings. So there's a few drivers now with penalties, obviously 6 of them, and 12 of them have kept their nose clean tonight. 18 if you're currently watching on the stream and you joined at the right time, because you're currently coming towards the end of this race here with a dramatic climax in store, no pun intended, as we got Freddie here looking to the inside into turn one. Is he going to go for this move? He is going to go for the move, but can he make it stick? That was terrible timing, but Freddie here is going to get that move done coming out of turn three. Having said that, Justify is now going to have the DRS down towards four. He's going to try and immediately go for that swap manoeuvre there, but Freddie holds on around the outside. Late braking manoeuvre there from Freddie into turn four, and he holds on to the lead here. Has Freddie just won that race with that move into turn one there? That could have been a decisive move there.
Well, there's still there's still very open opportunities for MUSC or Justified to be able to come back at Freddie, and as a result pull away. But we have, we do have Davidoff close now. These two, 1.2 seconds to be in the gap.
Yeah, indeed. Only 2 seconds covering the top four right now. So Davidoff could potentially be very much in this battle here for the win. So Freddie currently leading them, but doesn't mean too much when you've got a big train of DRS behind you. He could be leading now, but he could be P4 come the end of the race. So it's wide open here in this fight for the win, with just over 2 laps left to go here at the Sakhir International Circuit. Purple sector this season. I mean, I wouldn't miss any of these races, folks. I really wouldn't. If you're a friend or family member of any of the drivers out on track, don't miss any of these races. It's Justify making a move here into the final corner on Freddie for the lead of the race. So it's constant changing wherever you look for the lead of the race. Here comes Man United now looking to try and get past these guys, as Freddie with the DRS is going to breeze past Justify down the straight. Justify losing 2 places there. Davidoff now in the mix as well, and he's now got DRS on these 3 leaders. Freddie, Man United, Justify, Davidoff, the top 4 as we come onto lap 28 here in this race with just under 2 laps left here. And this is absolutely nail-biting stuff right now as they come into turn 4. Man United having a look to the inside of Freddie into the corner, but too far away. But it's all or nothing now for these drivers. They're going to absolutely go for it here in this final couple of laps. They all want to get some points on the board. They all want to kick-start their season in the best possible way and build that momentum. And as things stand here, there could be a big chance for them to do that. We've got lots of comments here coming in. We got Senna here saying, "Wow, mate, to the stream. You came at exactly the right moment, mate." Raki here saying, just a quick pop in. A good evening all. Hello, Raki. And we've also got Senna as well saying it's so close at the top. Wow, it is incredibly close here between these drivers. Phil Allenton as well saying, "Hi, Andy and Ian. Welcome along, DJ Phil. Good to see you, buddy." As we can see them coming through in towards the final sector here on the penultimate lap of the race. This is anyone's race here in between these 4.
Yeah, it's right now. I would say the best place to be is probably in second place, because that way you have the guarantee of DRS at least down the last straight and into the final and into the pit straight. So right now, personally, I would rather be in MUFC's position.
And here we go then. MUFC is going to make that move. Thing is, though, he's going to be vulnerable to the DRS through the next zone. But nonetheless, forgetting about that for a second, MUFC into the lead. Coming into turn 1, we've got Freddie there with Justify and Davidoff right on the back. I think Davidoff's got a lot of work to do, because 3 places in 1 lap with the DRS could be a tall order. But here we come then, down towards turn 4. Freddie's too far back on MUFC. He's not going to make that move. And they're going to have to hold position for the time being. They're all holding position right now in this DRS train for the lead of the race. You could have been absolutely right there, Ian. MUFC could have hit the front at the perfect time. But there's going to be one more DRS zone down that back straight, and it's that tight left-hander which leads into it. And you can make or break your race through that corner. It's a tight corner at the best of times. But on this final lap, with so much at stake, one little mistake from any of these drivers, they're going to lose at least 1 place.
Yeah, right now, it just needs MUFC needs to nail these last few corners, get the absolute maximum amount of speed out of each one. Just try and with all of his might to try and keep Freddie behind him, as hard as it may be.
Well, he survived. He survived that first DRS zone. As here we go, Freddie looking to the inside. Oh, Freddie! Come on, mate. I was a bit too aggressive there. Justify is going to squeeze through. And Man United hits the front here. Davidoff is going to go for it. Davidoff takes the lead into the final corner. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely sensational from Davidoff. He's been all over the place in this race, but Man United's going to get around the outside. It's going to be a track to the line. And it's going to be Davidoff. Davidoff takes the win for the season opener here at Bahrain. Man United second with Justified third, and Freddie dropping to 4th there right at the end. Street Boy P5 and Clen 6th with T over in 7th. There's Matty Pitt, who salvages 7th with the penalties there for T. It's going to be Mark over in 9th with Stiffy completing the top 10. And Stiffy gets P9 ahead of the penalties. 11th place there, with Rexy Boy getting a P11 with the penalties there. Ruck P12. C Faulkner's going to come over the line in 13th place, with Oliver 14th. As a long gap back to Wild Pluto running in P15 with Basin 16th. But what a finish that was. And that just came from Freddie there. Hot-headed, I think, was just going for the win. He was going all out there in the final couple of corners. And unfortunately, it just didn't pay off there. I suppose it was a roll of the dice, wasn't it, Ian? We've all been in that situation. We can all, I think, relate to what he did just there.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when it comes to the last lap, you're still a good few positions behind first place. And you know, it's always a 50-50 chance that there will be an incident at the front that will promote you to P1. It's happened to me a few times, and it certainly happened tonight. Davidoff, he was there, he kept his pace, he closed down in the top group. So for me, I'm going to have to give my driver of the day to Davidoff.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely fought it out when things weren't going his way. He just kept on pushing, and it's a case of never give up. And even when it seems like everything's stacked against you, just keep pushing and keep trying. And ultimately, he did that, and it's worked out absolutely brilliantly there for Davidoff. But commiserations to the guys who are battling for the win in those final couple of corners. Justify dropping to third. Freddie obviously offered a podium. But nonetheless, Freddie there in the comments says, absolutely great teamwork from Williams. Cheeky.
I told you.
Cheeky. Conspiracy theories going to be rolling out there. Justify is going to be fuming with that one. But nonetheless, that is it. I was determined to get him on P1, says Freddie.
Yeah.
All right, say no more, mate. Say no more. Stop. Yeah. Stop making it worse. But anyway, Davidoff there taking the win with Man United second and Justified third. And what a race that was, Ian. Ian's driver of the day for that is Davidoff. I'm going to give it to Freddie because he came close to the win. Started P14. It's easy to forget that, but starting P14, that's fantastic. So excellent driving from everybody. And we'll see you all very soon. Join us on Thursday night for round 2 of the season. We're back at the same time as always, 8 p.m. UK time. And we will be... Where will we be? Ian, where will we be? Tell me where we'll be. We'll be at Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, on Thursday night, 8 p.m. UK time. So from us, it's a very good night, but we'll see you very soon.
Good night.